So three more fixtures on Thursday night. These are the brief highlights. Firstly, Everton at home to the ever-improving Southampton. Mina was back in defence. Ancelotti, I think, likes to rotate his back four. And Sigurdsson back on the bench. But Walcott was there. That's the first time we've seen him for a while. He had quite a bad injury. And Southampton, Adams retained after that glorious goal the other day, and he's partnering Ings, of course. Long still warming the bench. 26 minutes, nothing much before that. Ward-Prowse was caught in the box by Gomez. It looked a bit innocuous, but the referee gave a penalty and VAR agreed. And the penalty expert, really, and free kick expert, Ward-Prowse, stepped up, but his shot hit the bar and skimmed over. So a let-off for Everton. And it has to be said that the first quarter Southampton dominated. Then 31 minutes, that man Ings, you just can't keep him off the score sheet. He was set up by Armstrong, and he delicately swivelled in the box, sidestepped Pickford, and stroked it home to give Southampton the lead by 1-0. 43 minutes, an absolutely superb crossfield pass from left to right by Dana, fell at the feet of Richarlison, and he had a yard of space, and he hit a sweet shot and clipped it past the goalkeeper, and that levelled things 1-1 at the break. I don't know what happened after that, but the scoring wasn't troubled. It ended at Goodison Park. Everton 1, Southampton 1. Now to the Vitality Stadium, Bournemouth. Well, they're in desperate straits at home to Spurs. And Spurs haven't really been at their best for some time. Constantly problems for Mourinho. Callum Wilson, well, he was back alongside King and Gosling returning after a spell with injury. Lewis Cook and the other Cook, Steve, they were on the bench for Bournemouth. For Spurs, well, the Belgium combination was restored for this one, Vertonghen and Alderweireld, and Son was put on the bench. I don't know whether that was anything to do with the little fracas he had with Lloris, but anyway, he was warming the bench. Ali out with a hamstring problem. So, into the action. And an early effort, King in the box. He looked like he had a slight push, but it was sent up for VAR, and they basically said no pen. 21 minutes, a free kick for Southampton, and the Spurs defence not convincing in getting it away. Then 44 minutes, a really nice play by Stanislav, and it forced a good save from Lloris, but it was goalless at the break, and it wasn't particularly good on the eye either. Second half, Son and Ndombele came on for Spurs. King got to the byline, but his cross was blocked and went away for a corner. That was 70 minutes. Aurea set up a chance for Lamena. He should have done better, but he headed wide. That was on 77. And although Spurs were pressing, there was no real clear-cut chance. Then on 89 minutes, a really scruffy goal conceded by Spurs. And it ended up with Callum Wilson doing an overhead bicycle kick, not quite in the same class as Welbeck's, but it still beat Lloris and went in. But there appeared to have been a hand by King before that final touch, so it was ruled out. And to be honest, I'm really pleased that the public didn't pay to watch this one, because it was pretty dire stuff. It ended Bournemouth 0, Spurs 0. So the third game then, Aston Villa at home to Manchester United. To say that Aston Villa are desperate is an understatement. United's run has continued to blossom. Rayner was still in goal for Villa, and McGinn was back in the starting lineup. For United, Solskjaer has no problems at the moment. It was an unchanged team. 17 minutes, across to the far post, opportunity for Grealish. He took it on the volley, but it went way over. He should have took a little bit more time. And then another opportunity for Villa on 24. Good work by Trezeguet. He picks up the ball after a loss of possession by Pogba, and his effort grazed the post before going to safety. At 25 minutes, the opening goal, and it followed a challenge in the box on Bruno Fernandes. He was brought down. It was pretty soft, it has to be said. It went up for VAR, but they basically agreed with the referee. Penalty awarded. Fernandes stepped up, and as usual, he stuck it in the corner. So that was 1-0 to the Reds. And then Greenwood started to get involved. And on 36, he hit a snapshot, which was fouled by Rayner. Then on 44 minutes, a really nice bit of play by Martial and Shaw, who got to the byline, and his cross was met by Fernandes, but the Portuguese managed just to head it over the bar. It was a good opportunity. And then in added time in the first half, 49 minutes, Greenwood smashes home after a slick passing manoeuvre involving Martial and Greenwood. This boy is really looking talented. So 2-0 at the break. Into the second half, Rashford had a cross which Wan-Bissaka should have done better with his head on 48. And then up the other end, McGinn had a rather tame effort. De Gea very comfortable, and he was having a quiet night, to be honest. Then on 57 minutes, training ground move. Fernandes on the right at the corner flag. It was a set piece. He'd obviously worked out exactly what he was going to do. He stroked the corner to Pogba, who was 5 yards out of the box. Pogba controlled it. Grealish was slow to put his body in the way, and Pogba steered it into the right corner. That, of course, was Rayner's left. A beautifully hit shot, and that was 3-0. Further opportunities, really, for Martial, who hit a post, and a late effort for Hurahan, who shot over. But to be frank, Villa, no punch really. They look doomed now. But United continue to motor on and still in with a chance of that Champions League position. A very encouraging performance from Solskjaer's men. Final score at Villa Park, Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3.